Hey guys, this is part 2 of my video about whether the organization will stop trying to undermine me after 15 to 75 weeks of doing the free guy program without in addition to being set free in the sense of the freedom of my body and the freedom from being attacked using sounds or pretty much being bullied. And they said that trying to undermine me the way they do, it's also a kind of bullying that is more subtle. It's more like a psychological type of bullying, and it's also a manipulation of events, and it's also trying to sometimes reduce from my experience, make my experience less fun than or successful than it otherwise would have been. And I was wondering whether that would also stop after 15 to 75 weeks of doing the free guy program. The last video was cut short for the reason that I mentioned that I was running out of disk space, but apparently also I reached the maximum file size which is allowed for a video recording on my phone, which is 4 gigabytes. And this is the second part because of that limitation. Because I'm not finished, I want to say all the things that I wanted to say about that subject, explaining in details exactly how they have been doing things to undermine me since I was about 17 years old at least, possibly even younger. But I know I have very high reason to believe that they've been doing that since I was 17 years old at least. And while my story about those two different women is the beginning, it's not anywhere nearly being the main or primary part of the things that they have been doing to me since my mid-20s, which are the main fucking things. And there is so much of them. I'm going to list them soon. I just want to end the previous part with saying that I was possibly also manipulated by them into reading and buying into that book, that famous and also very successful book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But honestly, it is not Think and Grow Rich, it's How to Be an Idiot. First, let's have this burning desire. Let's be fucking desperate for something. Let's act out of desperation, like an idiot. And then let's give some woman power over us, you know, the emotions of love and sex and being motivated by a woman. Let's chase after some woman, you know, let's decide that some bitch owns our souls. Let's be stupid like that. Let's be desperate. Let's give a woman power over us. And if we apply the burning desire principle, acting out of desperation towards the woman also, then let's also be desperate for the woman. Let's try to to artificially make ourselves desire that woman more than we would have otherwise. Let's have a burning passion for that woman. Let's give her all the power. She is the one who motivates us. She is the one, and since we want her in our life, we're going to have a burning desire, burning passion for that woman. Let's give her all the power. Let's make the woman the boss, you know, make the woman the owner, so the woman decides her. And you know, it's very convenient because the woman controls us and the organization controls the woman. So if the woman owns me and the organization owns the woman, so the organization owns me, it's very convenient for the organization, you know. And that's why I think that this book, you know, it's like a book of how to serve, how to be a slave to the organization. It's not how to think and grow rich, and it's how not to think and how to become a mindless slave. And additionally, the book says to never give up. So let's be desperate for something, and let's give the woman power over us, and let's have a burning desire for the woman and the thing we want, and let's never give up. Basically, let's be this completely retarded person. It's such an evil, manipulative, stupid, retarded book, and that author may have not had any malicious intention, but he was possibly subconsciously manipulated by the organization to come up with those retarded ideas. And as I was a child and I was influenced by what is popular, but what the mother says, and by what the adults say, by what the Americans say, I was manipulated by that book. Those behaviors that I displayed, that made a fool out of me, they were not myself. It's someone else's dumb ideas manipulated me. That guy, you know, he even came up with a retarded idea called sexual transmutation. Sexual transmutation. So basically, the interest in the woman is supposed to be so powerful, and you're supposed to love her and sexually desire her so much that it's supposed to generate some kind of sexual energy. And then you're supposed to transmute that sexual energy that comes from the being desperate affectionately and sexually for that woman into actions towards your own success. Man, now that I'm grown up, I have no words for how sad it is. It's so sad. It's such a sad idea, and I completely bought into it. And I gave that woman so much power over me, and it was so sad. And I was manipulated by the book. I was manipulated by the organization or the group of people that schemed to make her seduce me and then make her disappear. And like that book was introduced right at that moment to make a total idiot out of me. And let's finish that chapter with that I was exploited as a child by adult people like that, and that the book made a total idiot out of me. And I'm glad that I didn't remain that way, that I did grow to understand that it's a really retarded book. And with that, let's finish that chapter, that it's a really stupid book of how to make a total idiot of someone rather than make anyone successful. Okay, now let's talk about my mid-20s, not about my being 17 years old or early 20s. Let's talk about my mid 20s. That's where the really annoying stuff began. All the serious attempts to undermine me. That began, well, there was the much smaller thing, and there was the much larger thing. The smaller thing is when I started to become interested in laser body hair removal treatments, which I believe in Israel are not actually that expensive, but they were significantly costly to me. And as I started receiving them and I paid a lot of money in advance for full body treatments, the people from 3 different companies who were doing this to me started to behave rude, started to show rude, unusual behavior towards me, like someone was making them do it. And they also introduced some woman who showed interest in me several years in the past, some woman I completely had forgotten about, because it's been 4 to 5 years already, and I never had a relationship with that woman. I simply lost any interest in her once I discovered that she was apparently about to marry with someone, and right after also trying to seduce me. And I was really disappointed because I did not see this as some kind of organization, but it did seem kind of low of that woman trying to like seduce someone right before her marriage. So I lost all interest. I had lost all interest in her. I saw her as this low person, and therefore I forgot about her. But then she resurfaced several years afterwards in those laser hair removal treatments as a fucking manager, and she and they did some kind of game where some other woman used the name of that woman and introduced me herself as her, and I didn't even remember the name. And then the other woman appeared, and they both have been trying to get my attention in one or different ways, and sometimes in bad ways, like trying to get my attention by kissing someone in front of me when I'm a customer and I expect to be respected. So she was like trying to get my attention and she wouldn't get it, so she would try to get it by kissing someone in front of me. And I wasn't jealous. I was furious because I knew that she was trying to get my attention and I didn't know who she was. For me, she was just a manager of that company. And instead of respecting me as a customer, she would push her own personal agenda instead of me. And that's why I complained about it. And as soon as I complained about it, people in the gym started to kiss in front of me also, like saying, "Oh, that annoys you, so let's do that also." But what do I give a fuck about people in the gym? I care about being treated as a customer in a company where I paid at least $2,500. it's not about the kissing, it's about respecting me as a customer. But anyway, that's when the group stalking was really apparent to me, that they would try to get to me through those laser hair removal and pull my mind into that shit. And they even tried to make me like chase that woman. Like they tried to suggest that if I don't receive my treatment at exactly 11 hours o'clock, then that woman becomes married and now she also has a child, and I'm supposed to be jealous because of it. And that did upset me mostly, not just because I was mistreated as a customer, and that some woman from 5 years ago suddenly resurfaced chasing after me when she's supposed to be fucking married, and doesn't even tell me who she is, and I had to remember it the long way, the bad way, after all the negative ways in which they tried to get my attention. And well, like, what really upset me is, you know, you go, whatever medical procedure, whatever type of aesthetic or medical procedure you undergo, whether it's laser hair removal or whatever it is, it's supposed to be this really private and relaxed process. It's supposed to be this really chill process. You just go there to relax and have those treatments done to you while you just lay on bed, and they just do those treatments to your body in a chill and relaxed way, and then just you go home and you relax at home. You don't expect to go to medical and aesthetic people and expect them to give you trouble, over there, to try and get your attention in unpleasant ways, and to try to use some woman to manipulate you. Like, it's a fucking medical institution, or aesthetic clinic, or whatever you call it. You want that place to be discreet, discreet and chill, and you want to feel like comfortable over there. You want to feel comfort. Especially since it's a medical thing, it's an aesthetic thing, it's like a spa. You go there to relax and to receive your fucking treatments, and you go there when they try to pull all your attention into that thing of the removal of the hair of your body, which you're not even supposed to think about it. You're not supposed to be concerned about it. It's like taking a dump. You do it and you get over with, or any sort of treatment. Let's talk about, like more stuff that have to do with other people in society, and advanced medical care. You would go there thinking you would just get your treatments and be done with it. You don't go to such a place thinking that they would try to bind you mentally to that place, so or try to make it as if you would not forget them, like you would become pissed off, so you would not forget them afterwards, and so your mind would be pulled into that into the nothingness of treatments to remove hairs of your body. Like, it's not the type of stuff you're even supposed to think about. You want to get those treatments and get over with it. And it was so frustrating to me. And I believe that it was also the work of the organization trying to undermine me, make my life more difficult, instead of allowing me to just get the value that I pay for. You know, I paid for those treatments. I want to be treated with respect. As a customer, I want those treatments to be easy, very easygoing, no trouble whatsoever, no some very annoying woman from the past, no negative ways to get my attention, even worse, to try to manipulate me. I just want it to be such an easy and relaxed process, because, you know, I paid a lot of money for it, and I believe I deserve to get a proper value and respect for what I'm paying for. At least don't give me any trouble, respect me as a customer, give me an easy time as you're supposed to, because I'm a fucking high-paying customer. So treat me properly, give me my fucking treatments, and let me go home in peace without trying to piss me off in any way. But the organization, they wouldn't allow that. They don't care that I worked hard for that money, that I was paying a lot of money. They wanted to undermine me. They wanted my mind to be sucked into the lowliness of hair removals. Which is, I'm saying lowliness because it's a good thing, you know, it's a good thing to remove hair from your body, but that's not where your mind is supposed to go. You just do it and you get it over with. Well, that's the first thing, that's the smaller thing, and it's really the smaller thing. But the larger thing, that's when the real fucking countrywide stalking began. That's where I would become stalked, group stalked by many people, especially old men, and now it's also old women, especially old women, and also homosexuals, but not merely homosexuals, not the nice, respectful kind of homosexuals, but those erotic, rude homosexuals that would force their body onto you and even look at you and start masturbating behind you, which is disgusting. That happened as soon as I started taking gymnastic classes. In June 2016, when I was almost 26 years old. As soon as I started taking gymnastic classes, they started to send people stalk after me in the gyms that I used to train in. And there is one thing that they are particularly obsessed about. That's when this particular thing began to happen, is when for the very first time I wore a bright green colored shirt to the gym, I believe, after previously having worn it once in a gymnastic class. And as soon as I came to the gym wearing that bright green colored shirt, suddenly several more guys came to the gym wearing exactly the same colored shirt. And as I was training for several hours at the time, after a while, another group of men wearing exactly the same colored shirt as I was wearing came into the gym, and then another. And at that day, the very first day I wore that color of shirt going to the gym, the entire fucking gym was filled by men wearing the same colored shirt. Like, you know, it's just a fucking shirt, get over it. Like, that's what I would say to the organization. But it's like they were trying to undermine me so hard because of that shirt. Like they were saying, oh, you've come up with this really nice color that we've never seen before. Because the shirt, it's not even from Israel, it's from fucking Canada, because your aunt bought it in Canada for you, so it's a really special shirt with a really special color. So let's try to make it appear like it's not so special. Let's undermine you. Let's make it so everyone wears that color. And so then the entire gym at the same fucking day, at the same fucking training session, was filled with men wearing the exactly same colored shirt. It was like they were trying to make a sports team, like everybody, literally everybody wearing the same shirt. Not same shirt, same colored shirt as I was. And then soon after, they even, in another gym called Holmes Place in my city, they started to sell all of their clothing in the same color as I wore on that day, in that bright green color. And they give me pain about this color to this day. They keep sending people after me wearing this color. They wouldn't fuck off this color that I wore on that day to the gym. They would remind me for the rest of my life that, you see, that color is not so special, and you're not such a special person by wearing that color. That from now on, you're going to see that people wearing that color everywhere you go. And since this day they make me become stalked by old women, they also made me see an old woman, a really old woman on the way back from the mall, wearing a bright green colored dress, and full body bright green colored dress, just to upset me. And I then soon after started wearing black short pants and a red t-shirt, often to really big workouts, to like 8 hours of weightlifting. And they somehow played the game with me. When I wore red, they would surround me by guys wearing a blue shirt, like they were saying, oh, those guys are your enemies, like, oh, blue is the opposite of red, so you want to wear red, so all you're going to see now is blue. And they would constantly try to train in front of me, so I would see them. But that's not the problematic part. It's that they remembered those colors, light green and red, and they associate them with training. And And until now, which is like almost 10 years later, they still remember that, and that they make me stalked by particularly old people, particularly old women wearing those colors, particularly red and black. Everywhere I go, especially on the entrance and on the exit of the shopping mall, and even to the entrance of my house, to my building, there was always an old woman wearing red and black waiting for me, just to undermine the specialness of my exercise. They were saying, "Oh, you think that your exercise is so special? It's that you have the stamina to train for hours, to lift weights for 8 hours, so you're such a special person. No, you're not special. Let's now associate it with old women. So from now on, all you see wearing those colors that you wear for your intense long sessions, it will be all old women. Let's decide that it's not the special exercise color, it's the old women color. Let's undermine you. So you won't feel that you're such a special person. Let's undermine you." And that's the color thing, which I also would like to stop. And now there's the women relationships and sexuality thing. You see, when I was in my mid-20s, I was taking gymnastics and Olympic weightlifting classes. And there were girls in their 20s, both in the gymnastic in the gymnastics class and also in the weightlifting class. And I believe that the girls, both in the gymnastics, the young girls, and also in the weightlifting, that they both liked me. Although I didn't like them that much. Although there was one actually girl that I did like in the weightlifting class who won an Israeli beauty contest, and I think that she liked me also, but then they had a fight with me over squatting for 30 minutes straight. Apparently that was too long for them, and then they kicked me out, and so I never had a chance to approach that girl. And as I was no longer affected by those foreign ideas that you're supposed to chase women. And by the way, those ideas, they're also ingrained in the media, that men are supposed to be desperate for women. But let's leave it alone. It's the organizations doing. They want men to be manipulated. But I wasn't like that anymore, and so they kicked me out, and I stay out. I never tried. Well, I did try coming back once, but not because of the girl, but because I wanted to do weightlifting, but they wouldn't accept me because they believed that I still hold a grudge, which I did. So never mind about it. My point is that I believe that I was liked by girls. There, in the gymnastics, there was even a 17 years old girl who who had a really fit body, and she was a professional pole dancer, and I had the feeling that this girl, that she really liked me, but I don't know why. It's not that she wasn't pretty or attractive. At the time, I never showed any serious interest in her. I really don't know why, but my point is that when I was doing those gymnastics and weightlifting and gym sessions, I believe that women, young women, attractive women, and physically fit women generally liked me, that I was liked by women. But the organization tried to make it seem like the only people who would follow after me, and even obsessively, is homosexual seeming men with obsessive attempts to get my attention in unpleasant ways, even old men, and that they would stalk me everywhere I go. And that for each like 1,000 perverted homosexuals that I see when I go just about anywhere, especially to the gyms, I would maybe see one pretty girl, or sometimes any girl at all. Like all that would follow me is men, you know, with an attempt to get some aggressively to get attention. And sometimes I even asked people if those men are homosexuals, and they told me that yes, they are indeed homosexuals. And it was especially after December 1st, 2016, when I made a video of masturbating into my own mouth and eating my own sperm, even twice or maybe thrice, I don't remember. And I never publicized that video, but it was stolen from my computer, and it was made popular by whatever underground network they used to track me. And ever since then, I was heavily stalked by homosexuals, but not a single young woman. Although young women did like me, but they wouldn't. I wouldn't see them anywhere. All I would see everywhere I go is only those homosexuals coming after me and aggressively trying to get my attention. Like they were saying, "Oh, you eat sperm, so you must be homosexual." But I only ate my own sperm. I didn't ate some other guy's sperm. I also, you know, if you touch someone's dick, then it's considered a gay move, because a straight person wouldn't touch someone's dick, but you touch your own dick to masturbate. So in the same way, eating your own sperm doesn't make you gay, and indeed I wasn't, and still am not today. I was simply in love with myself, and they were also probably saying, "Oh, you love yourself so much. It means that you don't give the women the type of obsessive love that we want you to have, like is described in the Think and Grow Rich, which is how we want you to be. We want you to, you know, we want you to give your heart and soul to the woman who is controlled by us, so that we would have your heart and soul. You know, it's convenient for us like that. So if you don't like if you love yourself, if you're in love with yourself, and it means that you don't love the woman like we want you to. So homosexuals is your and old women, that's your lot in life. And it's been that way since forever. They would try to make it like a young woman, a good-looking woman, like she's this special thing, and I'm supposed to like give her my heart and soul, and you know, and chase after her and be desperate for her and desire her and court after her and try to desperately do whatever it takes just to get her. And it's such a sad thing, and it's not how I want to be at all.